my dearest Dolly, and you're my dearies. And this dress has pockets, and also, by the way, I was not fired from my previous position as a news anchor. I quit! So, today, without further ado, I'm going to be bringing you the news all by myself. And by myself, I mean with the help of a few informants. What's that, news puppy? He says there's no news today. None! And the whole world. All of it. There's not any news. I guess the day's taking... The news is taking a day off, yes. And that's just fine with me because I thought maybe instead I could prove to you guys that I can read, contrary to popular belief. Has anyone heard of a book called Whargoul? How about we read an excerpt today? Note that the book is indeed right side up. Chapter 1. By the way, this book is by Dave Brocky. If you don't know who that is, you better get to educating yourself. Chapter 1. Redeemer. I walk into the restaurant that is about to be bombed. It is a Polish diner, well known for its cabbage rolls. Choosing a seat with a solid wall behind me, I sit down just as the bomb detonates. The walls burst, the roof drops, my pants explode. People become bloody foam. Staring into my cup, I ignore their shrieks as my booth is heavily speckled with crimson clods. But my coffee is brown, and I am brown. Eating my food slowly, I derive little from it but texture. It's bland and it bores me, dulling my senses. I cram slice after slice of heavy bread into my mouth, chewing it with the occasional aid of my coffee, forgetting where I put the bomb or why I even brought it here. The Poles babble insanely, and I scowl, realizing I've totally forgotten their language. I cannot tell them how very sorry I am for my appalling behavior in Warsaw during the ghetto assaults. Every Wednesday I come here and eat heavy bread for hours, waiting, but the bomb has not gone off. I've been many men, and once a woman. I've been the sodden earth, beneath the wheels of legion. I fought wars, fucked whores, known love and hate until they were indistinguishable. I've never really died, though I've been the maggot that ate my corpse. Learning much, I've forgotten most of it. I made myself forget many of the horrific details, but I know that I am not only a child and a woman killer, but a devourer of all forms of life, making me into, I believe, the most prolific, active, serial mass murderer in the world. Let this book be a record of my crimes. I am Whargoul. I have spent my life as a soldier doing things I would rather forget, but it still comes back, random blotches of foulness and light. And I find myself sobbing uncontrollably as the waitress returns with my check, puzzled at the tears which slash my cheek. It takes great effort to retain control, as a gang rape is thrust into my brain, triggered by the sweaty face above the fry vat. Shaking with tremor, I pay and turn to leave, hearing the pathetic cries of the woman and the tearing of her clothing, mauled by half the company as her village was burned. I bumble out, bell clanging madly as half-chewed bread spills out of my contorted face. Outside the street is crowded with machines and humans, all emitting stench. New York is stinking hot, and the garbage men have gone on strike. Great piles of rotting trash slowly join puddles, turning the vast and once proud city into a colossal landfill. The people look bloated and annoyed as they litter, spit, and bitch loudly. What's new? My presence here, amongst my victims, is a psychic intrusion. If only they were more empathetic, they would sense my thoughts, turn as one, and stomp the life out of me. But they are ignorant, perhaps even devolving, believing themselves the masters of their earth, when in fact they barely qualify as prey. I realize that I am on my tiptoes, arms out rigid, fingers clawed, looking like a stricken scarecrow. Wearing a look of utter hopelessness and growing terror, I bulge at the garbage carpet and release a spit-fleck grunt. I bolt, bobbing and shrieking, running for my life from a blast that never comes. I'm haunted in the ruins of great city. A creature much like myself is trying to destroy me. I'm trying to destroy a creature much like myself. I have to do all manner of outrageous things I would never have done, but for the fact that I was hungry. And hunger gnaws at my mind, makes me writhe. Hunger is a slow, lingering death for many. For me, it is an abyss. It will drive me mad before it will kill me, but it can't kill me. I've tried that, so I'm just mad. Stalingrad, years ago. We're at the square of the fallen. Bats, Eric, and myself. We twitch with hunger and anticipation as dusk creeps over the ruined city. Tonight they, not we, are betting everything, and they have nothing left but their lives on a last-ditch attempt at getting food. It has been days without a scrap. Bats is shitting out his water. He has dysentery, and it's getting worse. His guts are liquefying and coming out his ass. The dugout reeks of his waste, but we dare not move. By laying quiet, we become a heap of rubble in a city of rubble. We do our best to ignore random shells. And tonight, when the planes of Luftwaffe reach the halfway point of their perilous journey, when they drop their precious cargo with the square before us as their aiming point, we shall be there scanning the sky through the beacon of flares, searching for the canisters bringing bread, meat, and the promise of life. They also bring out the Russian, and the Russians bring death. That is my food. We wait in our lair, listening to Bat's ass mumble. Listening to the city die. The fighting has been going on here for months, and its grim end result is utter devastation. The square before us is ravaged, littered with broken stone, blackened stumps, which once bordered the fair vistas of a city park. All that remains is a vast, desolate place, a killing ground. In the center of the lump-dotted landscape is a statue of a group of dancing children, black with soot and some headless, but still standing, laughing at us. Few buildings bordered the square, as most were knocked flat, and the ones that stand can provide little cover. Their grinning maws, their scars, the broken teeth, and a smashed skull, and they beckon only death, and the snouts of weapons trained, and the actions of men with murder on their minds. We have been cut off for 3 days, and have to assume that we're surrounded. Though I wear no visible rank, my comrades accept my leadership without question. All attempts to reach our own lines have failed, so tonight hunger has compelled us to change our tactics. Look, Yurik blurts stupidly. I hiss at him as I see the dog, 30 meters away, sniffing at a pile of debris. The creature moves quickly, purposefully. He is too well fed to be astray, and undoubtedly his master is watching his movements with care. The creature's searching for us. We're transfixed, breathless. Bats raises his rifle, but I clamp an iron claw down on the barrel. A shell explodes nearby, but we barely notice. The dog's coming closer, homing in on the column of stink rising from Bats' ass. Its tongue lolls as he begins to trot towards our position. I'm going to leave it right there for you guys. And I hope you educate, if not educated yourself, on the author of this book, Dave Brocky. Because there's much more to come. We'll read more next time, I promise. Well, thank you. Thank you to the news puppy for not bringing us any news today. And thank you,